So I don't really talk politics, like, ever. The last time I had a big platform to would have been the Scottish referendum, but I was kind of on hiatus at the time, so I had nothing to say. But I voted yes. But I've learned that if I want to use this channel to educate and entertain and inspire, then it's gonna have to come up at some point. So I'm partnering up with independent charity Be Inspired as a part of their Swing the Vote campaign. It's a project dedicated to convincing you that you have a relevant and important voice in this year's upcoming UK election. In the last general election in 2010, half the people in the UK aged 18 to 25 just didn't vote. Just didn't do it. And we ended up with a hung parliament and a coalition government. That's how tight it was between the two parties. And if all of those people voted this year, that's an extra 8% of all voters in the UK. That doesn't seem like a huge number, but when you think about how close it got in the last election, that means that you pretty much have all the power. So as a part of their campaign, Be Inspired have asked me to talk about one particular issue surrounding the election, and I'm going to talk about jobs. As most of you will know, around this time last year, I decided to get my act together and find a career. I wanted to do something in writing, or social media, or video production because those are like my strengths. I'm happy to say I'm now in a job I absolutely love where I get to do all three of those things, but I started job searching in January and I didn't find my current job until October. That's 9 months of fending for myself while trawling through LinkedIn and Gumtree and trying to make everything I've done on like YouTube look good on a CV. And I'm lucky to have even that. Not everyone has that kind of opportunity. A report in January suggested that the unemployment rate in the UK is currently at 5.8%, the lowest it's been in about 6 years, which on the surface is good news. But the report also revealed that unemployment in 16 to 24-year-olds had increased by 30,000. The reality is that people are living longer and retiring later, and it's creating a stagnation in the job market, which makes it tough for young graduates who are looking to start a career in a field where there just isn't any room for all of them, so it becomes very heavily competitive. And I'll be honest, that's just no way to live your life. So if you're graduating in the next couple of years or you're looking for a job right now, figuring out how the government can help you with that is an important thing to consider when looking at this year's election. So here's where the 5 main parties stand on job creation. Conservatives plan to create more jobs by backing small businesses and enterprise with better infrastructure and lower jobs taxes. But they do plan to ditch the jobs tax completely for people under 21, so that's a plus. Labour promises to focus on creating more jobs for people ages 18 to 24 specifically. They want to guarantee a starter job to anyone who's been claiming job seekers allowance for more than a year, as well as developing a whole new apprenticeship education system. The Lib Dems are apparently making jobs a priority and plan to create 1 million more, as well as an increase on the 2 million apprenticeships they've already created recently. How they plan to go about that isn't quite clear yet, but their manifesto should be due out in the next couple of weeks, and Be Inspired will have all the information you need on their site, so make sure to check that out. The Green Party plan to put their faith back into the public sector, ending the period of austerity that we're currently in and hopefully creating over 1 million new jobs. And UKIP, their policy includes something vague about protecting jobs and increasing prosperity, but they do propose a new idea where students will be able to take on an apprenticeship instead of 4 non-core GCSEs during high school. So that's something. And again, hopefully UKIP's full policy will be available soon, so make sure you check that out on Be Inspired when the time comes. Now, some of these promises might seem very appealing or very boring to you, but whether or not they're actually viable is another question. You have to consider how much each party's policies on things like the economy and taxing and even immigration will affect these guarantees. Which is why you shouldn't let your decision on who to vote for be based on this one issue, and especially not this one video. 9 other YouTubers are working with Be Inspired right now to bring you the breakdown on a whole bunch of other talking points. You can find a link to those below or at the end. But what you should definitely do now is these 3 things. 1. Sign up to Be Inspired to learn more about this upcoming election and help influence your decision more thoroughly. 2. Register to vote. Like, I can't stress how important it is that you actually register to vote before you consider voting. And 3. Get 5 of your friends to go and register to vote as well. Go all go do it together. You can have like a registration party. You can start a weird new trend. And one more thing, on May 7th, go vote. Like, seriously, go vote. Vote. Don't be not voting on that day. Don't listen to cool cats like Russell Brand who tell you not to vote because it doesn't matter, because it does, and it just means that if you don't vote, old people will be making your decisions for you once again. You have a voice. It's loud and important and sultry. So make sure you use it, yeah? Thanks for watching, guys. I hope that you got something out of this, even if you are not based in the UK or not eligible to vote yet. I hope that it has inspired you to think about it when your time comes. Do all the stuff I suggested, do all the usual stuff. It's great to see you, and I'll see you whenever.
Young people are fucked!
This video might have a point.
Yay, politics!
No boring political mumbo jumbo, just clear facts.